The thing will do the thing, and then we'll just wait here until it actually, the little blue bar moves. There we go. All right, D, can you please tell people who's allowed to be here?
What's going on, everybody? This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. You have to be 21 and over to be here. If not, you have to get out. Back to you, Fumi.
That's the way indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the man. You have to be 21 and over where I am. We don't need any kids on this show. In fact, we don't allow any kids on this show. If you're an adult, you're more than welcome to hang with us. Whatever the local rules are where you are, please follow those local rules. Obviously, I couldn't possibly know what every single rule is around the world. So whatever the age requirements are where you are, please do follow them. As I always say, keep your nose clean, ladies and gentlemen. Cannabis is wonderful, and it's a real benefit to those who can have it. But it shouldn't be a kind of a dark force in your life. So if you guys would get in trouble for talking about it or whatever, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, seriously, there's other things you should probably do. Cheers, Jones and to Grow. Good to see you in the chat. Welcome, my friend. First in the chat. Let me switch to live chat so that we can have an awesome and less filtered chatting experience. Good to see you, Jones. Welcome to the show. What was I going to say? Still haven't had a chance to actually go back on last night's stream. Evidently, folks were playing music and shit on my show. Fuck you very much to those people who were
Oh,
doing it. You
no.
honestly should know better. I cannot comprehend how someone could be so fucking stupid as to play music on one of my shows at this point. So probably just waiting for one of these cocksuckers who love to report my show to report my show. So I guess here's warning that there was music on my show. Go ahead and go and report it now, apparently. But so that may be the end of that channel because they really don't take a light finger with fucking music. I just can't comprehend how you people could be so fucking stupid as to play music on my show. I got 3 or 4 messages so that you guys were apparently having a fucking jam sesh. So fuck you very much. Probably the last time any of you fuckers will be on my show. I can't even comprehend it. Channel was already demonetized thanks to reports, and then I get more assholes vandalizing my show because they're so fucking stupid. I'll go back and watch it, and I'll go back and see if there's a problem, and maybe I won't get fucking shit canned on YouTube. But I already just got demonetized. I talked about it for how long yesterday, you fucking momos? Anyway. So prepare probably to see the end of Fumi YouTube. We'll see how it goes day by day. Anyway, Pip Jam, good to see you, buddy. Welcome. We'll be here for a little bit. If no one shows up, D and I are fucking outie because I really have no interest in just sitting here and making conversation. So if you guys don't hop on here in the next few minutes, I'm gonna roll up a joint here and maybe just smoke it by myself. If you can sense the fucking between the lines, yeah, I'm actually really pissed. Um, uh, every single time when my show's gotten a little bit more momentum, so for example, 2, 3, 4 interviews, and it's obvious that I'm actually serious about getting more interviews, it never fails. It never fails. Someone comes along and twists a knife and gets my channel reported. I get a strike, the channel gets shut down, and then I have to fucking take everything over to the other channel where no one watches, on and on and on. This has happened every time. Not a few times, but every time. Every time my show's had a little bit more traction, someone comes along and reports it. It's just the asshole vandalism of the world, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. So, whatever. Anyway, so folks, tell us what your chat or tell us what you're puffing on in the chat. Let us know, and hopefully we can get out of this weird bad vibe. And I'm going to smoke a little bit of because I grabbed it. I have 2 things from Bingus. I'm going to smoke a little bit of Budzingus, which works out because I think I smoked a joint of Bingus Berry earlier today. So
Nice.
always nice to switch it up.
I heard he's got some great strains, too.
I think I heard the same. Yeah, seems like a real nice guy. Honestly, we had him on the show last week, not this week, but last week. Great interview. Again, every time when I have a couple of great interviews, someone comes along and vandalizes the fucking show because there's a lot of people in the cannabis community that cannot do anything of their own, and so they can only tear down other people. They love to live inside the crab pot, and they love to tear everyone else down. Well, did you know that evolving into a crab is actually a very a common thing? It's happened among a broad variety of species. They say actually that D is not listening. They
I
say
am.
that every species may eventually develop into a crab if given enough time, because the shape of a crab is
Bruh.
so because it's fortified, right? It's like a tank walking around basically. Some people say it's so beneficial that even some what's the word I'm looking for? What's the difference between exoskeleton and endoskeleton? Some endoskeletonous creatures That's not the word for it. Anyway, creatures with endoskeletons apparently developed an exoskeleton and became crabs or crab-like creatures. Yeah. Bingus from Bingus. That's right. Cheers, Jones. Hey,
So
Al,
I
good to
guess
see you, buddy. Beware the crab cat, bro. Beware the crab cat.
so I guess
Pull
South
you
Park
down and
was right.
then fucking reef on your face. What's that, D?
So I guess South Park was right. They do have crab people.
Crab people, crab people.
Yeah.
South Park. I don't like their enforced cynicism, but I like a lot of their other humor. I've been watching South Park for quite some time, you could say.
Yeah, I have to catch up. It's been a while.
I am a little bit behind, actually. I did finally catch up like 2 years ago, but then they released like four more seasons. They're quite prolific. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be crabby. Don't share your crabs. Right.
I'm not even to the point where where Randy has his cannabis farm. Not.
Oh, for real? Oh, you got to
Yeah.
see Integrity Farms. That shit's funny as hell.
Integrity Farms.
Yeah.
Not far back.
He
I'm
ain't
like
got
way
integrity.
before that. Crazy.
I mean, it was just perfect too because it came out at the perfect time because South Park often skewers the culture, right? That's sort of their whole thing, basically, and the whole like farms with integrity that was all over the place. I mean, these places are transparently fucking lying. Like, I mean, come on, uh, we are stewards to the earth and we are shepherds to our cannabis, and then shut the fuck up. You fucking sell that shit and go buy drugs afterwards. Yeah. That's the whole cannabis scene. Now, if you guys know anything about the cannabis scene behind the scenes, it's a fucking nest of vipers. It's really, really one of the worst industries that I think I've ever seen. I don't know why anybody, including myself, has any interest in cannabis in terms of the industry. It's one of those things, like, oh, you want to turn your interest in something that you can do for life, right? Everyone has to make a living and whatever, and people usually don't like to hate their jobs, so people would like to enjoy their jobs, right? So that's, I think, why people get drawn so stupidly to Hollywood, which is famously a fucking grist mill and also to cannabis, which is evidently a grist mill by fucktards and fucking. It's all basically what is it? Like second generation rich people. It's basically guys that inherited their billionaire's fortune and turned out to be fucking miserable cocksuckers. And I'm not the only one that says this. Talk to almost anybody on the show that's actually worked at fucking cannabis facilities. It's always some rich asshole who's completely delusional, uh, uh, running things. Where's my fucking paper? Oh, I only have these chewed up papers right now. Anyway, uh,
No.
can you tell that Femi's not a big fan of the cannabis industry? Oh, I could never guess. D hasn't had a Halloween special or hasn't had the Halloween special. What are you talking about, Al? Folks, hop on here. I'm going to post the link here. We'll be here for maybe a few more minutes, but honestly, we're not just going to sit here and twiddle our thumbs until an hour from now when some of you guys are going to show up. And I am honestly pissed that people were playing music apparently for a while on my show yesterday. Nobody got the hint. Nobody looked at the chat, and most likely the people that were emailing me or DMing me on Instagram telling me, "Hey, Fumi, go check your show." Unfortunately, I was asleep because it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, none of the people on the fucking show had the foresight to look at the chat, apparently. So they're also kind of narcissistic clowns. Don't look at the chat. Anyways, I don't know. I guess I'll go look at it. I guess I shouldn't talk too much shit because maybe it was super innocent, but it doesn't sound like it was. We'll see how it
We can go
goes.
back after.
You know.
Okay.
Thing is, there's not really much I can do because the reports may have already come in. I've taken shows private before because someone did something stupid for one reason or another, and it didn't matter because YouTube had already like plowed through it. It didn't matter that it was a private video or anything. I've literally gotten strikes for private fucking videos. Can you believe that shit? So. Fucking YouTube. Yeah, I honestly like. So if you guys didn't hear the story yesterday, I got demonetized on YouTube, which you might say, oh, what's Fumi's big thing? No, it's not because I was making a ton of money or something. It's just it's quite consequential in all the different things you can do. For example, I'm not even actually allowed to send people to my other channels because that could be considered trying to circumvent the ban or the ban rather. So for example, if I even tell people about this channel, someone might report me for that. And they might say that I'm trying to circumvent, even though this channel is not actually monetized. I don't ever monetize any of the videos, but it's not technically been demonetized. It's absolutely fucked, honestly. And it was thanks to fucking Narc on the show. I've talked to people. It's pretty much always report based. There are some ways. I mean, obviously, if I was showing egregious content or something, then it would probably be that. But I was not showing egregious content. Um, and especially the thing that I was reported for, it was clearly not the case. So it's definitely report based. So anyway, Thanks to all the fucking cannabis narcs. Like I say, the cannabis scene is just it's filled with these fucking narcs all over the place. And I'm sure they all call themselves really upstanding, legit people, da da da. It's really something else. Anyway. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out what to do with this channel. I might honestly just leave YouTube because it might be so difficult to comply with the rules to avoid getting banned because they can ban you forever from YouTube, from ever even being able to look at YouTube. That's the best part of it. Uh, so I'm like, what the fuck? I guess these days I don't really watch YouTube anymore, but like, dude, I've never really been banned from anywhere, and I'm not gonna let some absolute fuck knuckle get me banned from YouTube. That's just absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know. I may just go to fucking Twitch or something. We'll see. Or just honestly stop doing this shit. This is kind of delusional to participate in this idiotic community anyway, to be perfectly frank. A bunch of fucking assholes. Like it's always been people that watch my show that report my show. That has never been lost on me. Basically, people that watch my show and seemingly enjoy the show are the people that report and trash the show. So that's really great. It's like people that come over to your party and fucking spray paint the bathroom. Have you guys ever heard that? I've had friends that basically had a party at their house and one of the guests that they invite comes and trashes their bathroom or something. Good friends.
Yeah, really.
You know?
I've never had that. I never thrown a party,
Luckily,
but
I haven't either, but I guess I'm a fucking miser. I never hardly ever throw parties. Well, we'll give it a few more here. Sometimes people pop on right after half past. D, anything new with you, buddy?
I'm smoking white truffles,
Well, that sounds good.
which
What's the cross on
is
that, do you know?
yeah, it's gorilla butter crossed with another unknown hybrid strain.
Oh, I would have never guessed that, huh?
And gorilla
See, I
butter,
would have guessed like the white by black truffle or something. I think there's a cut. I haven't tried it, but I've heard of black truffle. It's kind of, in my opinion, a stupid name for a strain, but maybe it tastes like black truffle. I don't know. Um, Super earthy. That's what I would have to guess that someone named black truffle, but whatever. Um, I guess that makes sense though. I don't know. Gorilla butter.
that's
'Cause oh, that might be an exotic Mike strain, actually, now that I think about it. And he was working with Gorilla Butter. It was Grease Monkey by.
no,
No, it's not him. Oh, okay.
it's gorilla glue. This one's gorilla glue number 4 crossed with peanut butter breaths.
Sounds like a nice cross, actually.
Yeah, it's
Excuse
I
me.
like that by itself.
But I wouldn't have called it. What's the name again? Now I'm completely
White
forgetting what the name was.
truffles.
White truffle. Yeah, I would have never named it that. What the fuck? It's Gorilla Glue crossed to peanut butter, dude. I would have named it like. Well, I guess I don't know what the progeny tastes like, but I would have thought something like I guess you don't want to use Reese's Pieces, but I mean like peanut butter cup or something. You know what I mean? I would have done something like that. Peanut butter monkey or something. I don't know. Something more like that.
Don't
But
forget
then
that
again, what do I know? I mean, strains fucking Morgana and shit, so who knows? Was Marshall saying, it's weird how weird people can be and direct their weird at others on purpose, sometimes as their purpose. Yeah, people are very, very delusional in this world. I think we live in really a parallel uh, not well, I guess they are concurrent, but concurrent realities that don't intersect. You get all these people that basically live, for example, in politics. We don't really have shared realities anymore, and it's very difficult to navigate through life when you're literally kind of in completely different. I don't even know how to conceptually explain it. It's just so bizarre that it's like in science fiction where people are out of phase or something. Like you literally can't even communicate with each other anymore. And likewise, I think basically some people are here just to enjoy themselves, but some people are here to kind of, I don't know, to pawn off their life's problems onto others or something. I guess I'm conflating maybe two different stories. It's maybe a too strange of a analogy, but it never fails to surprise me that there are people that are here just to have fun, enjoy, just, chill out. But there are also people here, literally here to vandalize and destroy. And they're here on purpose because they hate me or they hate my show or they hate someone on the show. This has happened so many times. And I've gotten so, because I've been on this fucking bullshit for 4 or 5 years now, honestly. I've had so many strikes, channel's been almost taken down, da 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 da. Half the time it had nothing to do with me. Literally, it'd be some asshole pissed off at some other asshole. I can't even. It's just the amount of psychological damage among the cannabis community is something else. I think it's probably terminal, to be perfectly honest, because I think the cannabis community is gonna eat itself before it ever turns into anything decent. So I don't know. Because I have to be honest, anybody who has, it's kind of like politics. Anybody who has half a fucking brain wouldn't go into politics. And so, for example, on YouTube, anybody that has half a fucking brain wouldn't be doing this. Like, it's so abusive. You catch so much weird shit from people. Uh, uh, the benefits are so low on and on. Like, why would anyone do this rationally, right? So little by little by little, anybody halfway decent vanishes. And then you wonder why there's no one decent in politics. People, oh, wait, why is there no decent people in politics? Because anybody fucking halfway smart would realize that it's a pit of vipers and they're not going to spend their entire life sucking up to rich assholes, blowing fucking rich assholes, whatever, right? Stabbing each other in the back all the time.
Oh shit.
True, it's not just the cannabis community. All is right. But I think some communities are worse than others. I think some communities police themselves a little bit better. Police is maybe the worst word for it, but you know what I'm trying to say. They tidy up a little bit better amongst themselves, right? It never fails to amuse me. I went out for a drink with somebody who runs like um, either crochet or knitting or whatever the fuck. It was like a huge Facebook group, like a huge group, like with, okay, huge is relative, I guess. That's what she said. But
Yeah,
it was like 20,000 members or something. So for me, that's a pretty large group, right? Especially for knitting and craft, whatever, crochet,
yeah.
whatever. So I mean, I know there's whatever fucking Kanye West approval group or something, probably 85 million people, but you know what I mean? Like, first of all, 95% of those people are fucking bots, and the rest are morons anyway. So anyway, this was like a crochet, whatever the fuck group, needlepoint. It doesn't really matter right now for the sake of the story. And she was telling me that this whole group of basically HOA assholes, like that kind of people, if you've ever been in an HOA, they essentially took over the group and started like ostracizing regular members, bullying people, doing all kinds of weird hinky shit, honestly. And they literally had to, it reminded me actually, because at the same time my HOA was getting rid of our shitty board, it reminded me very much of the same action. They had to oust these people. They had to, essentially, it was kind of a coup d'etat, actually. And they were supported by the majority of the members, but it was still like this whole thing. They had to actually, like, and they had to follow the rules and stuff. It was like listening to a fucking James Bond fucking movie about crochet. It was honestly really amusing. Anyway, they went through all these different shenanigans. It's been a couple of years, so I don't remember all the details. And they actually got rid of the shitheads, and essentially everything went back to quiet and normal, and everyone started talking about crochet again. No one got bullied and whatever else. But she was like, we literally had to basically like go to battle and behead these people. It was such an intriguing and intrepid story. It was really funny. And she was former military, so she was no fucking slouch at actually going to battle. It was really an amusing story. But I was like, dude, in a fucking crochet group, these people are so mental. But that's
They
it. I think there's a lot of really disturbed people in the world, and it doesn't matter what the hobby is. I think maybe even the nicer hobbies is an opportunity for them to squeak in, because normally they wouldn't be able to squeak into a beach volleyball or something. They might have gotten pushed out if they were little HOA pussies. But in a quieter group, maybe they wheedle their way in. I don't know. I haven't really figured out the psychology of it, but it's absolutely bizarre to me. Anyway, doesn't look like anyone's gonna hop on here. We'll give it a
just so
couple more
everybody
minutes.
knows, white truffles is gorilla butter crossed with another unknown strain.
Gotcha.
Just to
Finder
straighten
Keeper
that
says white truffle
out.
is gorilla butter. What is it? Know the whole Fresh Coast Seed Co. and Bee Leaf deal. Uh, I remember Bee Leaf, but I don't remember what happened with Fresh Coast. Do I know Fresh Coast Seed Co.? I think I'm thinking of a different guy. I'm thinking of Blessed Coast Seed Co. maybe.
Okay.
So I don't know the story between Fresh Coast,
That's so.
Fresh Coast Seed Co. That's a mouthful. Uh,
Mama
but I
says
did know there was a little bit of shenanigan with Leaf. Anyway, Al
only
Telescope says Belief isn't really known for his kindness or truth. I heard a bit of the same.
what
Don't
the
know the guy, so I can't really say for sure, but certainly don't know that I necessarily want to know him.
tie sticks loyalty gardens. There's two tie sticks here. That's funny.
Oh, a martial artist says, Oh, I should read both comments. He's saying most is part of the community started at the beginning of COVID and then others later. It's like an intimate relationship. Honeymoon is over and people's motives and true nature showing. Yeah, for sure. And there's been time for people to have grudges, and there's still a lot of awesome people, but it only takes one to make waves. No, you're right, 100%. Uh, and I have to be honest, I do hold grudges. I definitely do hold grudges. I'm not one to forgive and forget. I will. Yeah, I've got the fucking memory of an elephant, so I honestly can't forget stuff, and I can't forgive something that was egregious, and I know that they would never ask, sorry, never ask forgiveness. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just a fucking weird guy that way, right? So the guy that screwed me at that conference, like I would still never talk to him to the end of my life. I just never would. It was egregious what he did, and he didn't just do it to me. That's the best part. He did it to the literally the other guy that I was okay. There were three other guys that we're working with. He helped screw both of the. Oh, without giving you more details, this is going to be too abstract. Whatever. Screwed another guy at the same time with me. It doesn't matter. So not I have no incentive to ever speak to that guy. But it's funny because when you actually warn, because I warned a couple other cannabis people about, some of the fucking shenanigans this guy pulled, they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it because they don't want to rock the boat. They're gonna get screwed over too, but you know, they want that to be a surprise. Beat leaf. Oh, I heard that too. Goodness gracious. Well, allegedly. Joel's trying to connect here.
All right, on.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a show after all.
Yeah, it's crazy how it go,
Sound Truth is complaining. He's like, 3 p.m. isn't noon here, buddy. Look at the clock.
a broken clock's even broke twice. Bleh, a broken clock even
That's right. Take
right
your
twice
take your
a day.
watch outside, hit it with it. Oh no, you gotta wait until noon tomorrow. Then hit it with a hammer, and then wear that, and then it'll always be noontime. Problem solved. Oh wait, no, but because it would also be midnight. Damn it. Foiled again. Cops. Looks like North Star is struggling to connect.
Yeah,
We'll give him a second if he hops back on. Otherwise, we might bounce ladies and dribbles.
I get to go
And
do.
let me post the link. D is really a big fan of the doo-doo. He doos it all the time.
Yes,
Uh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be an asshole. Don't show your asshole. Don't be a dick. Don't show your dick.
I'll be a lunatic, as Jimmy
That's
said.
fucking it. Don't be a goddamn lunatic. I almost feel like it's too late. I should just stop saying that because it seems like half the community are lunatics. But at least on this show, don't be a lunatic or show your dick. We don't really want to see either one. Silent Truth, you're not even like, how do I put this? What about in inner Siberia? I bet it's not 3 p.m. there at all. I bet it's like 4 in the morning or some shit, right? Like, yeah, we really need to have a complaint line or something about this issue. Future,
That's
future. Oh, here he
funny.
comes back again. Just want to know the truth, bro. You can't handle the truth.
Hmm.
I don't think North Star's internet connection can handle the truth either.
Yeah, we
I was
are
talking about Turkish coffee yesterday. Who was talking about Turkish coffee? This is another Turkish coffee. Although that's cheating because basically every time I make Turkish coffee, for some reason I'm on a massive Turkish coffee kick.
right on.
It's always 3 p.m. in Siberia, Silent Truth says. I'm not sure that's right, but I don't know enough to argue, so we're just going to take that as the gospel truth. Oh, here he comes.
It's always 4:20 somewhere too.
That's what they say. I don't know how that could be the case, but it's got to be. Cheers, North
Eh,
Star. Good to see you.
You know, star.
Everybody's still trying to connect. It's funny. Every time he connects, I hear birds in the background. It's kind of nice.
Oh, it's coming through now. All right.
Cheers. What's going on?
There we go.
I was just going to say, literally every time you connect, I hear birds in the background. You must have just an absolute fuck pile of birds out there.
Oh my goodness, yeah, for sure. As a matter of fact, I've been trying to think of a name for like one of the like the sign like name my ranch here. It's something to do with birds or
Bird song
feathers
or
or something.
something. Yeah, that's
They're
great.
all
Yeah,
over
it
the
just occurred
place.
to me because it's always goddamn birds, which is great, honestly. Who doesn't like birds, right?
Oh, I enjoy it. Tell you what, early morning, you just wake up in bed and all you hear is the birds, little bit of
mm,
color in the horizon. Oh,
uh,
it is nice. It is really nice.
Uh, I guess I got a lot of birds out here too, honestly. It's kind of nice. I moved a little bit out of where I used to live. Well, where I used to live, we had lots and lots of crows. Portland, for example, has just an absolute pile of crows. It's really something else, actually, in the evening. If you've never, I don't know if there's any other cities that are like this, but downtown Portland, people like tourists will always they'll freak out on Facebook. Oh my God, is this the end of the world? Because literally from all around the city, hundreds of thousands of crows descend on downtown Portland to roost. And then basically they very quietly get up in the trees and they're just sitting there. And a lot of the parking garages, of course, are 6 or 7 floors, and you'll be on, floor 5 or 6 or something going back to your car. And you walk up to your car and the car's like a lot of garages that kind of open in the front, right? So you can see the other buildings and stuff. And you'll look out and you see this tree and it's covered in black crows just looking at you quietly. And it seems like, Halloween is coming or something, right? But it's just this thing that happens in Portland. Basically, the crows all roost downtown and it's just absolutely normal and da 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 da. Anyway, so we didn't
I,
have we didn't have owls because crows and owls famously hate each other. We didn't have lots of actually the crows chased off most of the predatory birds, so you wouldn't see like hawks and stuff up in the sky. I guess we would have we had what are they called? Um, oh, for fuck's sake, I can't think of the names. Why can't I think of the names of the little fucking birds? Anyway, the little round fuckers, basically. Oh my gosh, I can't think of them. Not starlings. Oh, for fuck's sake, my mind is blanking. I guess I'm smoking. Apparently, Bingus's weed is good because I keep losing train of thought every time I smoke like half a joint. What are they fucking called? We just had a nest of those last year. Well, anyway, I'm not great at bird identification, I have to be
a
honest,
All
group
as you
kinds of
can
birds. I
tell
mean,
right now.
and
finch,
just
nuthatch,
and just the
titmouse. There's loads of little birds.
Yeah,
and
where are
so
we at? Oh, we got
too.
547 different birds in Oregon, different species. Go ahead, D.
Oh, I was just gonna say, a group of crows is called a murder.
Sparrows.
Just so
There we
you know.
go. Yeah, that's right. And you would it's surreal because it's literally hundreds of thousands because they've done censuses on the crows and it's multiple hundreds of thousands of fucking crows. And so it's like how big of a murder is that? Quite a big one, right? Anyway, it's really something else. So yeah, sparrows. We had a
Pretty
nest
smart
of
birds too.
sparrows last year. Pardon? Oh yeah, they're incredibly smart. Yeah, they
Mhm.
use tools. They
They'll
can
have a really good memory. They'll remember people, and they'll tell their family members about certain people to watch out for and stuff.
100%.
They
Yeah.
recognize you, and they know you're not a good person because you
Yep.
throw shit at them. They'll come out and dive bomb you and shit. They know, yeah.
Yeah. No, people think that that's
Why?
made up or something, right? But no, people have
They're
actually
really cool.
studied crows. They had, I can't remember where it was, but somewhere back east, they had these researchers, basically, the college students essentially, wear masks, basically, as they were crossing campus. And one mask was the one that would be like angry at the crows and would yell at the crows and like throw stuff. I don't think they actually like abuse the crows or anything, but they would like literally be mean to the crows. They would yell at the chase them and stuff like that. And then, the other masks, they would always be friendly, da, 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 da. And as they would hand off this mask to other people, didn't matter if the person was smaller, bigger, whatever, the crows would all mob this mask basically. And even years later, like they whipped out this mask basically, like years fucking later, after all these crows have died, because crows don't live all that long, right? The information had passed to multiple generations, and they mobbed the people with this fucking mask basically, literally years
Yeah,
later. So they have like a cultural memory
like
basically they
they
pass
have crow
on.
school somewhere, and a picture of the blackboard, a picture of that mask, and
100%.
the crow's pointing. It's the guy. Look out for this person.
That's it. What and it's conceptually
Yeah.
so weird, right? Like how would humans are really good at recognizing human faces, right? We actually in fact I just saw this on radio paroidophilia. Anyway, there's a um the humans always try to recognize faces even in like inanimate objects, right? So they'll see like a teacup or something. Oh, there's eyes there, right? Anyway, so we're really good at recognizing our own faces. But how would you actually pass on the memory of a face? Let's say if I wanted to pass on North Star or Dee's face to my ancestor, to my progeny for several generations. Watch out for this
Yeah.
guy that looks like D. What would I even say? Like, oh, I don't know, he's got a beard. Da, 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 da. Like, it wasn't just random things. Like, they wouldn't attack random people on campus that look like that mask. It was that specific mask. Anyway, it just really amuses me
I'm pretty
conceptually
sure
different
they
it is.
stole a camera
No.
from a tourist somewhere, and they used the camera to take pictures of the person. They have a picture hanging up somewhere.
That's
They
it. That's it. They got
take the
like
person in the picture. Here you go. That's the one.
do not serve this patron. Da da da. No shirt, no shoes. Was a total dick to crows.
Yeah.
And why do you think? Just because crows are smart. Because you always see it. Bleh, sorry, guys. You never see a crow get run over by a car. Because there's always one up
You
in the
do every
wires
once in a while
yelling.
see it, but it's pretty rare. You're
Oh,
right.
look out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look
They're
there's
out.
always
usually
one in
they're
the wire,
usually
the tree top going car, car.
uh, and it's usually
Uh,
oh, nice. It's usually because they're sick or something. I guess I didn't get the joke, but yeah, you're right. Crows do have lookouts and stuff for each other. But unfortunately, crows will get sick. And this is actually a weird one. Like you're not supposed to do anything about a sick crow because the other crows will end up thinking that you did something to the crow and then basically will attack you in the future. So if you ever see a sick crow, you're just like you at most you can bring it some water or something, but you're not supposed to like take it away. If there's a dead crow, you're supposed to let them do their funeral because crows actually do funerals for each other. And so if you go and you remove the corpse before they have a chance to do the funeral,
Uh,
they think you did something like you had so you were involved basically. Anyway, how fucking fascinating. What's up, Miranda Family Farms?
Cheers.
I don't think I've
Hey,
ever
what's
seen your
going on?
backyard. You always show your what's it called?
It's
always.
beautiful day out.
Are you gonna grow some it is beautiful out there. Are you gonna grow some outdoor plants?
Just one.
Huh? It's
Just
tough where you
one's
are, right? We were just
yeah.
well, actually we were talking about Smash because he'd already left. But gosh, how difficult it is in your neck of the woods. It's like the rains come too early, or the season is really short in general because you're really close to the Cape. That's the problem, right?
Yeah. We call
Oh,
it moldy Massachusetts.
oh
It
yeah.
rains nonstop.
Huh. Are there any outdoor grows, like I don't know, commercially or anything else? Are there any outdoors?
Yeah. I'm actually gonna be touring a couple this year, so I kind of want to see how they go about
Huh.
doing it. I'm assuming they just pull everything a little early because
Huh.
that's what it looks like. You can tell by the pistils when you get an outdoor grown bud and it's uh they're not like oranged off or
Mm.
curled around yet. Pretty much like when we harvest over here, it's almost like a salvage mission.
Huh.
Uh,
That's funny. That's too bad. Huh.
Save what you can.
Yeah, right. Does it ever help like North Star was showing off his little greenhouse for one of his greenhouses? Does it ever help to grow in a greenhouse or would you just build up too much humidity in there?
Right, yeah, yeah. I got my greenhouse is right there. I don't know if you can see it. There's
Yep.
no cover on it now, but you
And
can
that's where
see
you grow them?
the corpses of last year's plants. There's still some bud on it.
Gotcha. Oh, funny.
It's all brown and nasty.
Uh,
Yeah, actually, right here's my compost pile, and
huh.
I'll go on this back fence in the summertime. You'll see the North Star banner put up.
Oh, nice.
It's in the shed right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's cool.
That's my peacock yelling.
Yeah.
What's he yelling about?
Well, peacocks are not all that bright, so he just might be yelling himself or
He's yelling. They're doing yard work somewhere.
such funny freaking birds though. Oh my goodness.
He yells at everything.
Yeah.
He's a horny mother.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I gotta start birding out here. Although I don't know. I feel like once you start birding, you turn 75 overnight maybe. But I've seen basically I'm looking at this list of Oregon birds right here because I for some reason couldn't think of what a sparrow was. But I've seen a lot of obviously I haven't seen puffins and shit here, but I've seen uh blackbirds, orioles, certainly doves and pigeons. What else? We don't have too many owls because like I said, I think we have too many crows here. Although I did hear an owl, I think, over in the trees the other day. House sparrows, finches for sure. Yeah, we got humming. Although I have less hummingbirds than I thought I would. Yeah, a bunch of these different birds. I should start trying to identify them all. Anyway,
Happy Wu-Tang Wednesday, by the way.
nice, nice, sure. And you got the yellow shoes too. Nice,
And the yellow shoes.
sweet. He takes it serious, buddy. Jones Antigross says a crow died in my side yard. I put some flour near it, and then I buried it and left the flowers. Next day, half a dozen crows gathered for half the day. I don't make enemies of birds. Interesting. Right on, Jones. Huh. They probably saw that you were, I wonder, they probably saw that you were trying to do something good or something. I don't know. I'm not a croologist, right? Cheers, Nufla. Long time no see, buddy. Says afternoon, buddy. Hope you're doing well. What else?
Yeah,
Hey,
those
Miranda
crows,
Family Farms. We're
especially
gonna have
Raven, really
uh
smart.
oh, what's that, North Star?
I'll say definitely crows and ravens are extremely smart, and they realize like exactly they're the whole time, not just instinctual. It's like they're
Yeah,
come up with ideas how they're gonna
yeah.
do stuff.
No, they can both pass the mirror test basically, so they can recognize themselves, which is not always a good test because they say, for example, dogs are not really able to pass the mirror test, but dogs are smart enough, so to speak, to pass the mirror test. They just something about their cognition doesn't really recognize themselves. Anyway, what am I trying to say? But yeah, again, they use tools, they build cultural like I said, they pass on cultural knowledge. Like it's really quite something how smart they freaking are.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know the difference between crows and ravens. I don't know. Do we have many ravens on the West Coast, or is it all like other places? I know they have them like freaking
Oh
Australia and
yeah.
stuff, but
I have here ravens are more of a solitary type thing.
gotcha. Oh, we lost North Star. People's
Smoking
internet.
on some Miss Jill's purple turban.
Oh, right on. How is that one? She's been talking about that on Instagram for a couple, 3 years.
I really like this actually. So I had one pack left, and I kept it for myself and grew it, and it was a 6 pack of feminized, and all six grew. So I picked the best one, and I've been
Right on.
keeping cuts and running it for a few years now.
Oh, sweet. Because I was gonna say, yeah, it was a little bit older strain. That's another one I got to
It's
get on the
a
show. I was supposed to
headband
actually.
cross with it was headband cross with purple Afghan Kush.
Oh, that's got to be lovely. I really love headband, purple Afghan Kush. Um, a line she was working on or what? I guess I don't know exactly what that line would have been.
Um, she was working on it like a thing with Caleb from CSI.
Gotcha. Oh, he has definitely wonderful genetics. So that would have been lovely. Right on. Gosh, North
There
Star's
he is.
really
He's
struggling
back.
with the internet. He's trying.
Yeah, it's not good today.
Yeah. Noof says the ravens I have here are larger and leave presents at the feeder. That's cool. Right on.
Yes,
Tiny Keeper
ravens
says they had a
are
funeral.
definitely a
That's
larger
creepy.
bird. They have a broader beak.
Huh.
Very cool.
I can just look
Uh,
it up actually.
Usually has lives on a lot of land.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I can say exactly what or what he has, where he has is, but
You could be general. You could say, "Oh, he owns a ranch the size of my mama," or something.
yeah, there you go.
Uh, isn't there people in Australia that own ranches that are literally like bigger than Texas? That was like a joke in Crocodile Dundee, but I remember looking it up, and apparently some of the biggest landholders have like I can't even remember how many fucking thousands of hectares or whatever. Anyway, what else is going on, Miranda Family Farms? We're actually going to chat with you soon. We need to nail it down, so I don't want to put you on the spot, but one of these days, very soon, we're going to be chatting directly. What else is up with your garden, dude? What was I going to say? I guess we're going to find all that out. It's going to be fun, but
Yeah, it's almost the season of vegetables, so that's the next thing that's upcoming. I got to prepare the land, and then we always got to wait over here till at least Memorial Day weekend
no
to
shit.
make sure
Right
there's
on.
no like last frost or
Oh
anything
man.
fucked up.
To be honest, we get some frost late in the year too, honestly. What was it, last year or the year before? We got one like in June, I want to say, and I think it killed a lot of people's vegetable starts and stuff. Yeah, 100%. Do you have any because I've been trying to figure out how to I don't have all that much space in my backyard where I'm basically trying to grow my outdoor plants, but I also want to grow fucking veggies and stuff, right? And unfortunately, I've got this front yard that it would be perfect to grow a bunch of veggies and stuff, but I'm like, dude, I don't know if I want to tear it all up and stuff because I don't know if I want to live in this house basically forever and ever, right? So I'm like, if I fuck it up and turn it into a gardener's paradise, it's going to be very difficult to sell the place because only a gardener would want the fucking place, right? So anyway, I'm trying to shoehorn all my veggies in the back, and I'm like, dude, it's not all gonna fit. I could either put the weed or I could put the fucking tomatoes and peppers and stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure where everything is gonna go, but I don't know where I'm going with that, but I guess I was going to say I'm trying to strategize, first of all, because I really love tomatoes and I love fresh vegetables and stuff. So I want to have some of those, but I also don't have all that much space. I don't know. I guess that's a different thing that I was going to say to you. I was going to say, like, do you have any strategy for like improving your garden soil or anything with, because some people will do like zucchinis first, squash first and stuff, they'll move on to whatever the fuck peas, and then they do the kind of crop cycling or whatever, and then they eventually put cannabis in there and they don't have to do shit to it. Have you ever done any of that kind of stuff or?
I personally haven't. I'm all about my compost pile
Gotcha.
for like whether it's vegetable or outdoor
Mhm.
cannabis. Pretty much what I do.
I just started, I mean, I haven't been in my house for all that long, but I just started my compost bin, I guess you could say it, because it's like a plastic bin over there. Um, 3 weeks ago or something, 4 weeks ago. It's gonna take a while before it does anything. But I don't know. I'm trying to add to it, right? But like difficult to do when you're only one or two people, right? Like if you had a whole fucking family of people generating vegetable waste or something, that'd be one thing. But I don't know. Do you ever? I've thought about going out to the coffee shop. Something I used to do way back when is go to coffee shops, Starbucks, and whatever, and get their old coffee and throw that in the compost bin. But the problem is the coffee is actually what is it? Green. You need your, what is it, 2-to-1 greens to browns or whatever. And so if you add too much coffee, I don't know what other browns to add. Anyway, the life of the fucking backyard grower, dude. I don't even know. It's such a ridiculous thing to talk about. Where do I get my compost, bro?
Well, I got an announcement. Tomorrow,
Go
me and
for
the
it.
wife's 20-year wedding anniversary.
Oh shit.
Pretty good, huh?
Congratulations, dude.
We did it.
Yeah.
You made it. You got anything special planned?
We're actually going to the Brooklyn block party at the end of the month, so we're gonna kind of use that as a getaway
Right
also.
on. Cool. Got any
Yeah.
advice for people who haven't yet made it 20 but hope to make it 20?
I guess like you have to give and take. You
Uh,
know what I mean? You can't try to think you can change someone. They are what
uh,
they are.
mm.
Me and the wife, we never met each other ever. We met at work. We dated for 2 months and then got married.
No shit.
And that never usually works out. And here we
Yeah.
are 20 years later.
Wow.
Uh,
Yeah, you guys have definitely been able to compromise with
Yes,
each other. That's for sure.
here
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I've been married 23 years here. We dated for like 3 months and then we're getting married, got engaged and get married for a year later. But I mean,
No shit.
then we've basically lived together since like 3 months in the relationship and worked together
Uh,
up until just recently. We were together 24/7. So we spent
right.
more time than some people that are married 50 years have
That's right.
together.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it definitely is. Yeah, exactly. Compromise, and if you're really pissed, something's really bugging you, pissing you.
oh, we
Oh, we
truly
fucking lost him
lost.
again.
He was gonna say you gotta fucking have communication.
Uh,
Speaking of,
ironically, because then it cuts off.
yeah.
Fucking horse shit. Yeah, we just lost him again.
Like we had I had a kid separate, she had a kid separate, and then we had two together. So there's four children involved, and that
Huh,
puts a big strain on the relationship. So we
huh.
always used to tell each other they're not going to be kids forever, and we will get our lives back. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that's why I kind of picked up from the 1990s when we had kids, the late 90s, 2000s, and that's where I started going back to hip hop shows and shit
Huh,
from reliving my youth.
huh.
Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.
Right. Shit. Wu-Tang is just about to be in their 50s. I want to say RZA is about 49.
Now, yeah, Ghostface just had his birthday last week. He's 55.
Huh.
I actually met Silent Truth in the chat. We went to a Capadonna show in Connecticut
Funny.
Nice.
Oh,
last Saturday.
with Smash, right?
Smash didn't go. No,
Oh, right
not
on.
that one.
How funny.
Oh man.
Well, here's to another 20.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure, dude. It'd be funny if you guys are going to Wu-Tang Clans in 20 years. Why not, right? The fucking the Rolling Stones are still out. Holy shit. Mick Jagger's like 80 what? 80 something, by the way. He's not even 80 anymore. He's 80 freaking something.
Hang on, I got Chris off.
Cheers, Christophe. Bonjour.
Big force.
Oh, no notification. Oh, that might have something. Well, actually, this channel I don't think has been officially demonetized, but I was going to say it would probably have something to do with that on the bigger channel, but whatever. Who knows? Anyway,
I got notified.
did
Just
you? Oh,
no. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I wonder why Christoph didn't. Well, how it is.
Mhm.
Newflies says, am I pronouncing his name wrong, by the way,
New
again, D? Because
flea.
I keep, say it again.
New flea.
New Flea. Oh, for fuck's sake.
New flea.
So I've been saying it wrong this entire goddamn time. Sorry, New Flea. So he's saying congrats both to Miranda Family Farms. Oh, congrats to you both, Miranda Family Farms. He said that's a
Thank
freaking
you.
milestone.
And Joel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Yeah, it's
thank you.
true. Also, Joe. Yeah. 23 years, he said. Right on, dude.
Yeah.
Huh. And you're right,
Worked
actually. I
out.
think the first time, I don't think I met you first for sure. And I don't know that I've ever met you in person, but I've met your wife because she used to go to the cannabis shows.
Ew.
Certainly when you used to send out testers, I think it used to be your wife that basically did a lot of that stuff. So like he's not
Yeah.
kidding. They basically work together all day, every day. That is challenging for some people, right? Like you'd have to be really patient with each other. Can you imagine if stuff, I don't know, little stuff becomes big in a very short time, right? So if you guys were
Well, that's the whole
agitated
thing.
or something.
When something, something all of a sudden starts, you feel building up. That's what you can't. There's nothing good going to happen. You can't start having an argument over stupid shit because
Hmm.
that's what always destroys people.
Hmm.
And you start yelling, you say things you don't mean to each other, and there's no point in it. You just gotta, like, oh, my blood's boiling. I gotta walk away.
Yeah.
Just not,
That's good
not,
advice.
not a good time to discuss anything.
Hmm. What do they say? Decisions made in anger are never good. Well, arguments
Yeah,
made in anger couldn't be good either. Yeah, straight up.
exactly.
Cheers, Mark. Uh, we're here for a couple more minutes, folks. We'll be here probably for another 15, 20 minutes until the 20. Let us know what you guys are puffing on in the chat. If you guys have any questions we are going to be chatting with Miranda Family Farms hopefully next week. Well, like I said, I want to put him on the spot, but we'll iron it out behind the scenes. He's going to be one of the next guests. We're going to talk to Red Setter Farm here also in the near future. Maybe the
Another big.
Saturday after this coming Saturday. I can't remember. I'll have to nail it down with him again because I think we penciled it in, but it was there was something involved too, so we'll have to figure out. But we are going to be talking to Red Setter Farm, hopefully in the very near future. And to be honest, actually, I think that's the last of my guests that I have already figured out. So, folks, if you have any guest ideas, that goes by the way for panelists. If you guys have anybody that I should talk to or know anybody I should talk to, both on this show, I'm working on something a little bit different. I'll tell you guys about it maybe off the line. Working on something a little bit different for this Wednesday show. I'm going to try to change it up here in the very near future. But the Tuesday show, I'm trying to make it basically just kind of an interview only show. And then we go, we let the boys do their weirdness after the interview. But basically for the interview, I'm trying to kind of keep it tight and right. So anyway, for both of you guys, if you have any recommendations, I would love to hear from somebody. And folks in the chat, please email me, fumidor@chronictable.com, or of course, Discord works really well. If you guys want to join the Discord, hit up D. That would be the best way, and he'll
Yeah.
give you a link. And then, of course, you guys can also DM me on Instagram. Would love to chat with some folks that are obviously about it in cannabis. Since especially the bigger channels demonetized, ladies and gentlemen, I have no incentive to talk to so and so, such and such that basically sells random garbage to weirdos. But if they have a really compelling story, if they can talk, if they can really communicate about cannabis, that's a whole different story, right? So I've definitely met people that sell pots that can talk about it, right? But at the same time, there are a few people who are really just there to make money. So folks. Would love to talk to not only breeders, but as you know, we talked to Green Goddess last night. That was, I think, a really great chat.
That's
She
funny.
is more of dispensary manager. She calls herself also a cannabis educator, that kind of thing. So, folks, would love to talk to even folks that you might assume are a little bit out of field, edible makers, you name it, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that said, back to you guys. Oh, J5 says Jade
Whatever.
Nectar is doing some cool things. Okay, I've never heard of Jade Nectar. Thank you for saying so. Who the heck is Jade Nectar? You guys know Jade Nectar? It's a good name.
Not.
Nope.
What, on Instagram maybe? Jade Nectar.
Oh shit. Darn it.
Yeah. My Instagram, they've been messing with it so hard. I can't even post anything that's cannabis related at all
No
anymore. They're
shit.
gonna
Wow.
instantly take it down.
Huh,
Wow, that's crazy.
that's annoying. Yeah, I basically just haven't even done anything on my Instagram for the last year, so I guess I don't know. They probably would be the same. Fuck that shit. It's really something else, how abusive these social media networks are to anybody, cannabis related. Uh, Whereas you find all kinds of weird shit. If you even just scratch the surface of YouTube or Instagram, there's all kinds of fucking weird shit that doesn't get demonetized, removed, anything. I'm not finding. There's a Nectar de Jade. I don't know if that's who you're talking about. Maybe I'll just Google Jade Nectar.
Uh-huh.
Whole plant cannabis wellness. Is that what they're talking about? Sun-grown cannabis and California olive oil. All right, on. You guys know anything about these people? They certainly have nice pictures. They got puppy dogs, kitty cats, no
No,
psychoactive wellness.
definitely
Sleepers
gotta
just
have a
drops
guess.
away. They are in Sokol, California. Right on.
You got to think about hopefully maybe making it down for the Freedom Rally this year, September 19th and 20th.
Thinking about it, definitely. We'll see. Flora and I were kind of half talking about it. We were like, oh, maybe we could, although I guess it's too far to drive. We'd probably fly over there. But anyway, yeah, it's a thought for sure. Might be fun.
According to Google, it says like after June 6th, it's cheaper to fly than if you were to buy tickets to fly now. I don't
Huh?
I thought that like the closer you get to summer and like the actual date of flying, the price goes up. But
Yeah.
Google said it actually goes down after July 6th.
How interesting. Maybe everyone's making their vacation plans and then their plans are all made or some shit. And then the airplanes are like, oh, no, wait, we still have seats, bro. Excuse me. Mark says his YouTube videos are all about growing. Oh, okay, right on. I should have just checked YouTube first. Jade Nectar. All right, cool. I'll check that. YouTube. So good idea. Thank you very much. If you guys, by the way, have a Jade Nectar, if you guys have an in with these people, that's always helpful too, because of course, random strangers. There we go. Jade Nectar. Found the guy. 10,000 subscribers. Right on. I can try to email this guy. Hopefully he would respond. He's not so huge that he'll be like, oh, I never talked to anyone who's with less than, although there are people like that, honestly. Flora was just talking to a guy, actually surprisingly, because the guy has very few followers on Instagram, but we won't say who he is, because one of these days, maybe I'll get him on the show, but Flora was like, oh, would you like to come with my buddy? He was asking on my behalf, and the guy was like, oh, maybe, but I'll never go on your show because your channel has too few followers. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck are you, honestly? That would be my response. I was like, and as it turns out, I've lost interest after all. I don't know. Jesus fucking Christ. Who was that guy?
Should
Ironically, he would be an interesting
hit up Gooey
conversation, but
Breeder.
it just starts off like, what the fuck? What's that, Star?
I say you should hit up Gooey Breeder. He'd be definitely down for doing
Gooey Breeder would be a good one. I don't know
little
him
show. He got a
personally,
lot of
but
stories
you've
from back in
mentioned
the
him
day.
quite a few times. Let's see here. Where am I at? Well, I can just remember this later. Gooey Breeder would be fun, especially since I don't know him. So that would be a lot easier because we
Yeah, I don't
don't
know him either,
know.
but good time to plug him. You can find his gear and North Star's gear on Genetic Supplies website.
Yeah,
Right?
man.
On
And
top of that, too,
Flora Nugs as well, actually.
we have a special sale just started today. It's a flash sale. It runs from today till Sunday. Everything on the website is 20% off with the code May20.
Damn,
So,
look at
and
that.
also on top of that, you get a free bonus 5-pack of an unreleased pack of seeds. Epic Android that is
Good
Epic
name.
Dope crossed with Cell.
Oh, I have a
So
pack of
don't
the
use the
cell.
coupon code brains because it won't work over there.
What is the Epic Dope cross? Do you know?
Epic Dope is Sour Groovy crossed with Deadhead OG F2.
Nice.
Pure gooey.
Sounds crazy. Mm.
Yeah, Gooey's
Northern
been
Cali
I
gooey
mean,
skunk. Oh, a
growing since
skunk.
the early 80s, late 70s.
You mentioned,
I
yeah.
think the
Huh.
first gooey mom that finished plant there they used for the pure gooey there, that was created, I want to say 83 is when he finished that one off, I think, or
Oh,
81,
wow.
one of the two. I think it was
Goodness
83.
gracious.
And then after gooey was
Flowering
made from
time
that,
42 to
85.
60 days. Holy cow. 42 days. It's like it's over
Wow,
before it started practically. Holy cannoli. Psychopatch.
that's crazy. Right on, Icini. Ice and I. Dairy Queen
Yeah, we
is
keep
fire.
mispronouncing everybody. Oh, here comes Smash. We keep mispronouncing everyone's fucking name.
Thanks,
I Sinai is getting Dairy Queen wet right now. Right on.
Oh
That'd be
yeah.
good.
that's some fire right
Cheers,
there.
Smash. Good to see you, buddy.
I like Dairy Queen. Hey, Smashed.
I did Dairy Queen indoor and out, and it does good on both.
Right on. That's good to know.
What's going on, Smashed? We were just talking about you. Your ears must be burning.
It's
Although I
just
can't remember what we were saying.
Nothing
and
good though.
That's right. Never anything good.
I was looking at my garden. I planted corn a couple of days ago, and something came and ate the plants itself.
Oh shit.
Oh, no way.
Probably a
So
fucking deer. Or, I don't know. What else do you have
it's
out there?
caged in. It's a rabbit. It's a rabbit, chipmunk, or mole.
I just went
Motherfucker.
rabbit hunting yesterday morning, or
I'm
or he
about
would have
to.
ate all my strawberries.
These motherfuckers look like some rabbit stew.
I'm going webbit hunting.
But no,
All you have to do is build a box.
I planted
Build a
another
rabbit
6
box.
in the spots that they fucking got, and then I covered them with some metal grates just to like keep them away from them. I'm gonna buy a flat and plant like another row. I just put my tomato plant outside. I got to pick up a couple more tomato plants. But
That's
it's working
actually,
out
by the
good.
way, my other thought before you hopped on here, Smash. I was talking about how I'm trying to figure out enough places to put veggies, and I got this front lawn area, actually like the strip or whatever would be perfect to put
Yeah.
veggies, whatever. It's a whole thing. One of the reasons why I'm reluctant to put veggies is that, out there is that a couple of my neighbors have actually warned me, like, oh, the deer are going to come and eat everything. Like they just told me that, and sure enough, they're right. Like before I got my dog, I would leave the backyard gate basically open, and the deer, oftentimes I just see them hanging out during the day, just munching on my rhododendrons and stuff. So all my rhodies and azaleas have like this natural pruning from the fucking deer. Anyway, so if I put any veggies out front, I'm gonna have to probably fence them off because these fucking
Yeah.
deer are gonna come and eat them all. Anyway, annoying.
One year, I don't know, like 3 years ago, I put clones out. First day I watched a turkey go up to my hole, pick up the clone, set it aside, and sit in the hole.
Turkey's obviously anti-cannabis.
Hmm.
Definitely a teetotaler turkey.
I was like,
You want to get high? And the turkey says, nope, nope, not at all.
Hey, my wife's beeping in, so I'm gonna let you guys go. But
Hey, cheers, Miranda. Good
we'll
to see you.
set up a day to do the show.
Yeah, man. Right on.
See you later,
Thank you.
guys.
Later, buddy.
Later.
So hopefully soon, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having a good interview with Miranda Family Farms. Maybe as soon as next Tuesday. We'll have to nail it down. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be here for a couple more minutes. I'm going to roll this joint here. Please tell us what you're rolling up or putting in your bong or your bowl or your freaking hash pipe or your vape. I always forget to mention vapes, especially since Smash these days is using his, what do you call that?
an E-rig?
Concentrate vape, E-rig. There you go. Is it an E-rig?
Seen.
When I think
you
of an
guys-
E-rig, no, that's not right. When I think of an E-rig, I think of why am I thinking of a different thing? E-nail. I'm always thinking of an E-nail. Yeah, when someone says E-rig, that's what I think of. I think basically and it's not even that portable. It's basically it's like a fucking battery
Yeah,
or
it's
it's
a
plugged
nail.
into the wall, and then there's like the nail on a rig or whatever, right?
It keeps your banger at the same temperature.
So I guess that's the same thing. It's a portable E-rig. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, I don't know why I never really thought of it that way. That's basically
love
what it is. It's a portable E-rig. Yeah.
One of my favorite purchases this past 2025. And usually I'm disappointed with them. Like all these vapes, I buy one and you're just disappointed with it. This one I'm fucking ecstatic about.
No,
Have you guys
it wasn't that
seen?
expensive. Go ahead, D.
Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna bring for you guys this picture in a second. I'm just getting it.
Is it a picture of your mama? Because it won't fit on the screen.
Huh? Ew. Flora. It's one that's Flora. Have you guys seen the one Flora's smoking on right now?
No,
Hold on. Oh,
I need
Hurry
a.
oh. It's this one here. It's abstract. Apparently, it says pretty good.
Does it have replaceable cartridges or what? Or is the whole thing
That's a
disposable?
7. That's the 510.
So
That's
do
the
you
one that
know,
will
do you get like
screw
a
on.
different cartridge and keep the bottom, or do you just throw the whole thing away?
I'm not exactly sure.
It
Ford's
looks
the
like
same.
it's a battery, and it's got the screw for the 510 thread,
Hmm.
so you can replace it with cartridges. But that's fat, so it looks like it might just be strictly their cartridges.
Gosh, I'm just so skeptical of those.
Look at that. That's some guy up
And it
top.
has honestly nothing to do with the fact that they're Chinese made, but just the fact that they're
Whoa.
overseas made from a different industry that doesn't give a shit. Like, I'm so skeptical that any of those things are not in some way super, super carcinogenic or whatever, right? And they've actually discovered, Bud was talking about this a couple of years, around a year ago or something, because he used to order cartridges, and the cheaper cartridges literally, what, mercury or they had something fucking deadly in them,
Right,
basically.
cadmium or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something that you would not even put in a fucking,
No.
anywhere, right? Not to mention a fucking e-rig that gets to 400 or 500 degrees. Um, I'm
Yep.
just so skeptical that any of those companies give a single shit about the stuff that they're
They've definitely
selling.
come a long way. I will say that.
Uh, and it's,
Technology wise.
how do I put this? I guess that was one of the reasons why everyone just went ape shit about the Puffco, and what was the other one that was kind of like the Puffco? I can't remember. Anyway, they had like a ceramic bowl, right? Basically, so it's relatively unlikely, I guess, is the thought that there's any fucking uranium or something in there, right? Um, the plutonium gives it the extra terpene kick. Yeah, I
Just put
see. I sent eyes saying cadmium.
Like
my
dark chocolate.
radiation. I put my radioactive material in my soil so it doesn't hurt anyone.
That's right. That's right. I'm not.
Tobaccos.
What was the joke from fucking Chernobyl on HBO? 3.1 was not great, not terrible. Of course, the joke in the show is that
Tobaccos.
the um,
Just rolled a nice fatty.
X-ray, what is it called? The X-ray detector only went up to 3.1 or whatever. Anyway, ladies and gerbils, running down on the end of the show. Great to see you, by the way, North Star. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, what up, North Star? How
Uh,
you doing, man?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
come
that's right.
here.
Smashed. Have you ever had a chance to talk to North Star recently?
Not
No.
recently, but we've talked.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I've been busy lately, but today I'm kind of taking off. I got some I'm getting ready to go wash up my car. I'm gonna
Oh, right on.
get some pictures in front of the vineyards. I got a vintage 94 RX-7 that's
Oh, no shit.
real nice. It just sits in the garage. The problem is my back's getting a little stiffer. I'm getting older. I don't look so cool going to pull up to the gas station and like rolling out of my car. So
Is it turbo or
it's the
non-turbo?
point now, and my road, my driveway, everything is so shitted up on this hill up here. The roads, it's I don't like driving it off my hill, so I think it's actually time to put it up for auction. So I'm going to clean it up, get some pictures, and put it up for auction just because I'm putting on like 30 miles a year on it right now. It just sits in the garage.
The
So the
RX-7 is the
I need the
rotary engine,
space.
or is
Yeah.
that the RX?
Yeah,
It's
Oh,
a
it's
rotary.
Gotcha.
But
RX-7 rotary engine. It's got the R2 package,
Huh.
94, so it's less production than 93 model. R2 package, only 500 of them were made that year. There's no governor on the speed limit. There's twin oil coolers,
non-turbo.
Wow.
Right?
Later, Dupley.
Twin turbo.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's sweet. I love it. I mean, it's one of my favorite cars. I'd like to keep it, but the point to keep it just to look at makes no sense to me. Honestly, I'm not like Jay Leno. I don't have a fucking garage that I can line cars up
and you have to maintain
go
cars.
higher
That's
than
the
I
thing.
mean,
Yeah, you can't just leave it forever. You got to actually regularly replace fluids and everything.
Yeah. If I was down somewhere it was flatter and it was easy to get in and out of the garage, I'd probably actually take it out more often. But it's like a kind of a chore up here. I have my driveway itself has a big route that's coming through. I have to get my driveway worked on. The car doesn't like going over that. And the road itself, I had water damage this year in our road, and it's all beat the hell up. It's just, and the whole of Sonoma County has the shittiest roads in California, pretty much. So it doesn't drive well out here.
My buddy had a 87 non-turbo.
It's a sweet car, honestly. Those mid-90s Mazdas are so beautiful, too. I was going to say, you're not kidding with the shitty roads. Like, I was talking about how LA seems to have really improved a lot of their roads. Cheers, folks. Happy 420.
yeah.
Because just a few years ago, it looked like someone had a grenade fight, literally like a few grenade fights basically on Sunset Boulevard. It was atrocious. Like the potholes had
Oh,
potholes. And they
I haven't
said there
seen
was
it.
a whole LA Times story. It was a big fucking deal because people were like, what? How much does it? People in my building were talking about this. They said that the average LA driver spent like $1,200 a year on
Oh, this
car
one.
maintenance because of the shitty potholes. Just
wow.
basically from flat tires, suspension damage, you name it. And several of my neighbors when I was down there got flat tires, you name it, like they're fine, whatever, suspension damage, and that shit adds up like you wouldn't believe,
Yeah.
right? And it was all literally from shitty roads. And I remember at the time
I
they were
haven't
saying
seen about
that
this.
LA roads had like a 120-year backlog. So if they
Yeah.
got to work, it would take 120 years to fix all the problems. Anyway, somehow the new mayor, I guess, reprioritized things or something. Because when I went down there recently, the roads were clean, the roads were repaired. Like there wasn't a bunch of like the potholes didn't have potholes anymore. You know what I mean? And not just on the main streets, but also on side streets. So what am I trying to say? It clearly is possible to fix the roads, but dude, some of these busy places, like they just get really, really bad. And you would see, like you'd come in from Nevada or you'd come in from Oregon, and the road would all of a sudden become shittier. You know what I mean? It was just so much more poorly maintained for a long time. But
Well,
I think
Sonoma County
things
here,
have
most of the
changed.
towns are pretty good. And as you leave town, the roads are fine as you get to where
And
the
then they get
vineyards are at.
shit.
Once you get past
Oh
some of the
man.
popular vineyards, wineries,
And then it
and the
just goes
roads
to
turn
shit.
shitty again. Like, all right, all
Oh,
tourists are done going any further than that. The roads can be off road after
So
that.
that
I got a
sucks, man.
theory about this. Like,
Yeah.
I swear they leave the roads kind of shitty so people don't speed in certain areas.
You might be right, honestly.
Could be. Makes
By the way,
sense.
the
Because I
way
live
you're
next to
wearing
a
your hat, it
school.
looks like flock of seagulls with weed. It looks great.
Because I live kind of like not, I don't know, I live kind of close to a school, but not that close. But they keep paving the other half of my road. They
Huh.
never come down here. They just patch every hole around my house or
Oh,
around this
interesting.
area.
Because they want
But
everyone to drive 15 miles an hour. Huh.
I don't. I swear to God,
You might be
it's
right.
like what's the word where they plan this stuff like destructive architecture. I forgot when like you build something a homeless can't sleep on.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh man, what is that called?
Yeah, they do that in
Where they
LA a
put
lot.
spikes on benches and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
that
yeah.
people can't lay down.
I think it's part of that
Hostile
bullshit.
architecture, something. What is that called? What is it called?
They do that a lot in LA. They'll put like big rocks in certain
They do
spots
everything.
so the homeless can't lay down there, sleep.
Used to be for the skateboarders.
Uh-huh.
I know a
They
guy
put
that used to, his
metal
whole
brackets
thing.
on the concrete curbs and stuff.
His whole thing was removing skate
Oh, it is
stoppers.
hostile architecture. Yeah, it's an urban design strategy that uses elements of the built environment to purposefully guide behavior. It often targets people who use or rely on public space more than others, such as youth, poor people, or homeless people, by restricting the physical behaviors they can engage in. So, for example, skateboarding, whatever. So, bolts, this is a great example of it. Fuck, dude, I would be so if I walked up to this, I would be if I didn't have a fucking can of paint in my pocket, I would go buy one and throw it on here. Fucking bolts there so you can't sit on that step. What the
See, that's
fuck?
I get it if you live in like a high drug area
Yeah,
and you don't want people sitting there doing drugs.
sure.
Okay. But if it's just a regular stoop, like,
Hmm.
dude, if an old person needs a seat, you're like, seriously?
Yeah. Enjoy the bolting. Goodness
I don't know
gracious.
how many times I've been around the city and I just need to sit down and I just
Yep.
pick a fucking stoop or something.
Yep. No, straight up. And people talk about we've lost all our third spaces and everything, right? So basically, fuck, you can't even sit down somewhere in public. You know what I mean? No, you're not kidding.
But I really think it's part of that hostile architecture where they
Hmm.
leave the roads shitty or just patch them and make them bumpy.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting thought, honestly.
Here we just put
Oh,
huge
look at this
speed
one.
humps up. Speed hump.
Boulders installed. Huh. Yeah, I've seen stuff like this. So recently we've had these transient camps that basically set up on road medians and stuff. So they put a bunch of boulders
Yep.
here so that they can't set up shop. This is in Portland.
Fucked up
Crazy.
thing is, if you were like, I mean, I could build a platform on that.
Oh yeah. And the thing is too that I've talked to a bunch of different people because I almost bought a house actually from a very similar area to that that had been used basically as a median. And I talked to a couple of my neighbors and they were all it's a weird situation, right? They're sympathetic in many cases to the homeless, but at the same time, they're like, dude, I can't have literal crackheads and like an
I
open
don't want them to
market
be
crack
stealing
den
like
basically
shit.
50 yards from my house where my kids are and stuff. So it's like it's a weird fucking situation. You know what I mean? The most how do I put this? The most bleeding heart of the bleeding hearts end up basically seeing both sides of an issue. And how do I put this? This is where you actually could potentially solve issues in society where both sides of the issue see problems in the. Anyway, we're too polarized to ever even solve
So
these problems.
I think like if you go to like a really big like homeless encampment, there's a lot of fucking trash. And it's not like regular
Believe it or not,
trash.
by the way, there's a whole thing. I'm not going to say that homeless people don't generate tons of trash, which they do. But believe it or not, for example, in Portland, lots of trash dumpers utilize the homeless camps as their trash dumps because they realize nobody's going to say shit, especially
They'll
not the
just blame
homeless.
them.
And so they literally, this is a thing, they literally go to the homeless camps and dump all their trash overnight. And then the homeless people, in some cases, are trash hoarders and so on. So they kind of accumulate the trash. Now, this has been talked about in Portland a bunch of times. It's really a fucked up thing.
Um,
Like, how do you dump trash on people? But that's like a thing that people do.
I've also seen like you see homeless people with a shopping cart full of stuff, and you're like, what do you need all that random stuff for? And you look in it, and I think it's part of a like mental
It's hoarding.
problem.
No, it is. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hoarding is a mental illness where people develop emotional attachment to possessions, which everybody has their favorite, I don't know, coffee cup or whatever, right? So everybody has a little bit of emotional attachment, but most people are able, for example, to throw away garbage. You know what I mean? So, for example, old yogurt cups or whatever else. But different things happen to different people, and it's not socioeconomically dependent. You'd be surprised how many rich people become hoarders too, as well, by the way. But how do I put this? That homeless person, for example, even if you gave them $1 million, they would probably still have the hoarding condition where they don't know how to get rid of stuff. And that can come from different things. It can come from abuse. It could come from shortages in their life. For example, my grandma was very, very neat and tidy, but the amount of yogurt cups, all freshly washed, clean, da da da, but stacked up, my mom would give her shit for this because she'd have all these like yogurt cups. What are you saving yogurt cups for? Well, she went through the fucking Great Depression and all the World War II and everything else. Like she doesn't throw away stuff that's usable. You know what I mean? It was stacked away and perfectly good, but it was definitely an emotional component from when she was a kid and literally had to eat like whatever the fuck off the ground in some cases, you know? It was fucked up during World War II, you know what I mean? Anyway.
I think that's I don't know. You see that a lot though, like with older generations. Like my mom still keeps random containers too,
Oh.
but
And again, arguably, that's a mild form of hoarding. You know, I'm not saying that she's a full-blown hoarder or something, right? But again, that there's a little bit of an emotional component to the issue. A rational, purely rational person would just get rid of the yogurt cups. What the fuck are you going to use yogurt cups for? Again,
I don't think she would keep yogurt cups, but she definitely keeps like takeout containers that are reusable
no,
and
you know
stuff.
what I mean. Like it doesn't, and I'm not talking shit about your mom or something. I'm not
Oh no,
saying anything
I'm
about
just
her.
thinking.
Mm.
Like
I am.
I've never.
I'm talking shit about your mama.
Just kidding.
I'm just thinking out loud. Like I'm kind of for. I do that too. Like if I see a bolt or something, and I'm like, I might need this one day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man.
I got
Exactly.
loads of shit like that sitting around my garage workshop area.
This screw will come in handy one day. I know it.
Just especially when you do random fucking jobs, you're like, oh, this I need a bolt, and you go to your. I know people that have massive fucking things of
I
bolt
have a
washers.
Oh yeah.
5/16 washer. I've been saving it for 35 years.
Oh my god, this guy I do work for all the time. He's like 76, old guy, sweet as hell, but he's got this storeroom, this shed tool room. And he's got everything in it. I told him, I said, any more Ray, any more jobs, any more, we're not going shopping. We're going shopping in your shed first
Right,
before we go
right.
anywhere, because you have fucking everything.
Right.
Shit's like 80 years old sitting there. Everything's organized, little baby,
Oh, goodness.
And they'll
baby
still
food
go
jars,
by,
nails in them, and screws and bolts
Oh,
and
that's
this and
funny.
that. Every goddamn thing everywhere.
and they'll still go by
45 hand saws
jobs.
in there.
Like they'll have a whole little like thing of bolts and nuts all separated, but they still go to Home Depot and buy bolts and nuts.
Oh, Yeah, exactly. That's what we've done. A couple times I went and bought supplies for jobs, and they're like, and XC's like, I got an extra one of them. I'm like, Ray, you have all of it, all right? Why did I buy any of this shit? You have a whole drawer full of hangers and plate menders and everything. You got the whole nine here. You're ready to build a whole other freaking house.
And the worst part is, like, you always hear about whenever those people pass away or something, the shit just gets thrown away. You know what I mean? Like they might think that it's going to get taken, put to use or something, but man, half the time
Dude.
the family members or whatever, they don't know what the stuff is worth, or they want to get rid of it, you know. So you hear about like wood collections. I'm sure you know a lot of woodworkers that woodworkers, they just love to assemble all this different wood for future projects. It's kind of very much like growers. We love to put up seeds and stuff, right? So you'll hear from people, oh, they got enough seeds, they couldn't grow them in 200 years, right? So the same thing with woodworkers. They'll have Brazilian fucking this and Ecuadorian da da da, and when they pass away, the wife doesn't know what to do with it. The kids don't know what to do with it, and they end up just throwing it out, maybe burning it. You know what I mean? Sometimes tens of thousands of dollars worth of wood. It just gets thrown up in the fireplace. Fuck. You know.
So recently, I've been getting into like, well, I've always been into airplanes and stuff, but I've actually like yesterday I watched an airplane get taken apart, and they were talking, and they were like, each one of those bolts from the wing is $1,000.
Oh wow. Huh.
Oh.
I mean, in like a whatever a jet aircraft or something, I wouldn't be surprised. It'll be some super high tolerance titanium,
it's all
whatever the fuck,
yeah, with special
hand machined, on and on and on. Yeah.
Speaking of hoarding and saving like bits and pieces, like screws and everything, I've heard a lot of mechanics that work on airplanes and stuff. They'll take little nuts and bolts home just to
yeah,
keep.
you can get rich.
Yeah, and
then I know a guy that works for, I don't remember what the company is, but anyway, they're apparently a subcontractor of Tesla, not too far from here, and he's like a machinist, and he always brings back basically garbage, assembly line garbage, essentially. And it's just always very interesting because it'll be like, it would have been this ball bearing that goes in a fucking spacecraft, or it would have been this other thing. He showed me all this weird shit, and it's kind of funny because like, no, it wasn't up to tolerance, so here you go. You can look at it and play with it if you want to. Anyway, funny.
When I worked in plumbing, I used to keep like scrap, like all my scrap, like copper. Instead of throwing it in the trash, I just threw it in a bucket and brought it home.
Build a still.
That's right. You'd have to have a hell of a, I guess you could smelt your own copper at home, but you couldn't smelt your own titanium. You'd have to have like a 6,000 degree fucking crucible or whatever. Be baller though if you smelted your own titanium. Shit.
I think you need one of those electric induction things.
Oh, maybe. I wonder. I know it has to get really hot, that's for sure.
Because like getting up to that temperature would be hard with physical fire unless it's a certain accelerant, maybe. How much, like a forge can get up to 2,000, 3,000
No, they can get hotter than that. I was just thinking, like, you can get hotter than that because there's some, not oxyacetylene, but there's some other kind of gases that get up to like 4, 5, 6,000. And then if you actually build a crucible, it's elementary to just make it keep getting hotter, basically. It'd probably get up to 10,000 if you built a good enough one. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I've never smelted titanium, that's for sure. Are there any titanium smelters in the chat? We should probably fuck off before we keep talking about titanium smelting or whatever the shit. Anyway, boys and girls, a pretty funny conversation today. Who wants to go first? I don't know. North Star, Smash? Go for it, Smash.
Be safe, everyone. Have a good day.
Yeah, cheers,
I'll see you, Saturday on D's show?
Yeah, man. Cheers, buddy.
Actually, D, Saturday. Fuck. There's a lot of things going on Saturday, so I'm gonna try to go live more, like when I go to events and stuff. So keep an eye out for that. I've kind of been slacking. I get really stoned and I just forget to take pictures.
This is something none of us understand at all. Yeah, no, we don't understand that at all.
You know what I mean? Like if you're going to an event and you're not.
No, what do you mean? Getting too stoned at an event? That's never happened to me ever.
I'm not getting paid to be there. I like don't take as many pictures because I'm just trying to enjoy myself.
No, I dig it. I dig it, dude. You're
so I'm gonna try
accomplishing the goal of those events. To be perfectly honest, later, buddy.
Be safe, everyone.
Yeah, man. Go for it, North Star.
Thanks for having me on. Make sure you check out the sale. Runs till Sunday. Code is May 20% off, and the free beans. Yeah, man. Beautiful weather. It's getting nice out there, everybody. Go outside, take a walk, enjoy nature, live life. Have a good one.
Good advice. Cheers, North Star. Good to see you, buddy.
Later.
Go for a D.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget, like Smash said, join me Saturday for the Saturday show. Also, I do the pre-show on my channel. Please don't be 743. There it is. I'm waiting for that. Hope everyone has a great rest of the week. And
745.
745.
There we
Thank you.
go.
Have a good one, everybody.
Later, buddy.
Thanks, Jimmy, like always.
Welcome.
We appreciate you.
Cheers. Good to see you, D. Cheers, folks in the chat. Cheers, Jeff Papai. He's got tins of screws that my dad's collected, and he's been gone for 20 years. Huh? How funny. I would have too, honestly. It's kind of sad to admit it, but I basically had some of that kind of stuff. My dad had a bunch of old tools and stuff. And anyway, long story short, I lost a bunch when I moved, and I'm actually kind of sad about it, to be perfectly honest. But whatever, it's easier because I don't have to drag them around with me. But believe it or not, I had some shit like that from my dad. Um, it's fucking sound coming from. Oh, it's from my dog. That's what it is. Anyway, I was like, someone's snoring. It's my fucking puppy, right? Basically, right beneath and behind me. Anyway, fuck was I trying to say? Cheers, Jones, Etsy Grow. Garage is full of materials left over from everything. DGC Jeff, I've heard that before, by the way. In fact, we've had people on the show talk about it and kind of halfway admit it. He said hoarding roaches is a thing, and evidently it really is a thing to this day. Even people that can go to the neighborhood dispensary, some dispensaries around the country are open 24/7. They could literally walk to the dispensary and buy a fucking roach or a joint for $5, but they hoard jars of them because they remember what it was like to basically go without for a long time, right? Who's willingly going to smoke a fucking roach or ground up roaches? But that's definitely a thing that I've heard about. Who else in here? DC Jeff says hotter air on the intake will make a hotter burn. One reason airplane fuel could melt steel in the trade centers. Indeed. Uh, yeah, the whole argument was absolutely bizarre because the steel was even on the outside. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Because that building was weird. It was an exoskeleton building. It wasn't an endoskeleton like most um, towers are. So it was kind of in bad faith. A lot of those conspiracy arguments. Anyway, whatever. Good to see you, Salt and Sea Seeds. Forgot to say hello to you there as well. Who else am I missing? J5, Jess and Bean. Good to see you, buddy. Who else in here? New Flea. I'm going to start saying his name properly. Pip Jam MBF. Apparently, New Flea is Crocodile Dundee. Okay, I have a very terrible Australian accent. We'll pretend that I didn't say that. Anybody else, ladies and gentlemen, that I missed? I always miss somebody. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, Christoph. Missed you there. Good to see everybody, folks. Don't forget to check out Fumidoro.com. No sales running right now, but I guess I should get one going. But going to try to be doing a reset here in the near future, so I'm hopefully not going to be talking so much about lemony stuff because I know a lot of you guys are over the lemony stuff. So we're going to be I am going to be releasing some of this Jack the Ripper stuff anyway because I just feel stupid not doing it. So I'm going to release it anyway and see what happens. I might end up just giving it out as freebies in the future because I'm hoping to do, like I said, not one, but even hopefully two resets in the next, well, I guess it's not two resets, but two breeds in the near future that will hopefully serve as a bit of a reset and we'll be able to change the tune a little bit, start getting testers again, all that kind of stuff. So ladies and geraniums, I guess we'll leave it at that. Adios. Thanks for hanging. Puff something wonderful, my friends. Be kind, be decent, be gentle, be fucking pricks, dicks, or lunatics.